What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part today. I am so excited to upload this one for you guys because for this video we'll be taking a look at an anime that really took me by surprise, My Happy Marriage. So this anime started airing on Netflix back in July of this year, and one of the reasons why this show popped up on my radar was because my mom and sister were really interested in what this show was about, because when it comes to watching anime, they really have like a specific set of criteria, and the fact that this show focuses on romance with a hint of magic, suddenly they became very invested in this show. Because right at the beginning of this series, the show opens up with a pivotal moment that happens in our main character's life, who has been living a life of servitude and cruelty. That is until her fiance shows up, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. To provide a little context, the show focuses on how Mia was brought up by her abusive family who have actually deemed her worthless. And I gotta tell you, this show wastes no time in making you hate this family, because right from the get-go we find out that at an early young age, let's just say, I don't know, 5 or 6, her mom passed away, and after her mom passed away, her father pretty much disowned her after he married a horrible person. And oh my god, I have never felt my blood boil that much quick when I saw how her stepmother and her half-sister treat her like garbage. I mean, she went from princess to pretty much servant. And all of this happens when the first few minutes of episode 1, as we get a good idea on what kind of struggles this character is going through on a daily basis. And in order to kick her out of the family in a way that makes her seem that her life has some meaning to it, her family basically gives her away to a man named Kuro, who has a notorious reputation with women and is said to be his wife later on. So we have our main character who has been mistreated by her family and is given away to a cruel man that is going to be her husband later on. At that point, my mom and sister looked at me and said, "This is pretty much Cinderella meets Beauty and the Beast." And the story takes off from there as we watch these two characters get to know each other. And I love how the two of them are polar opposites, because when you look at Mia, while she is quiet and timid, she's also kind of considerate. Now, when you look at Kudo, while he is a man of strict discipline, he's also strong and brave at the same time. And I love how in the first half of the season, we watch these two characters rub off on one another, because as we progress through the story, we start to see Mio become more confident in herself. And at the same time, we also see that Kudo is starting to become more kind. But just when things are looking out for Mio, trouble manages to find its way in her life, because right when we reach the halfway point of the season, her pathetic family decides to intervene with her life once again and try to make things worse. Only this time, they stoop down to a whole new level. Holy crap, the lengths they go to make Mio's life a living hell is unbelievable, because not only have they committed abduction, but they also torture this poor girl to the point where it's almost like Taken. No, you do this to my fiance, I'm going Liam Neeson on your ass. Anyway, after we get past this moment, the story decides to change gears in the second half of the season, as we now start to focus on another aspect of Mio's life. Only this time we're focusing on her mother's side of the family. And I love how the tone also adds a hint of mystery as we're putting together all the clues that tie to her mom. At the same time, the second half of the season also introduces a threat that is actually on par with Kudo's power, because up until this point, he's been basically Mio's knight in shining armor. But as we progress further into the season, we start to see the roles of both Mio and Kudo start to switch with one another. Now, what I mean by that is, while Mio is still kind and quiet, she's starting to grow more independent. And when you look at Kudo, while he is still strong, you start to see that there is doubt in his eyes. And that makes the second half of the season all the more interesting, because now he's put in a position to where even he doesn't know if he can protect his fiance forever. And you can see how both Mio and Kudo's relationship has come a long way, because at the start of this anime, they were complete and total strangers to each other. But after going through several experiences, they're now at a point where they need to trust one another, because as we get into the final 3 episodes of the season, that's where things get interesting, as their relationship is being put to the ultimate test. So overall, I really enjoyed this show as it is very heartwarming to see two very different characters fall in love with each other. So if you're looking for something to watch on Netflix that is romantic, you should probably check out this show. And with only 12 episodes in this first season, this anime is super easy to binge through. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. That was an overall review on My Happy Marriage. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button to see what's up from this channel. I'll see you next time in a brand new video. Bye-bye.